Well, where do I start? We've been cheated out of at least 4 points. Yes, cheated, and this is not the first time it's happened this season. I actually showed a game on camera the other day, can't remember which game it was now, where there was a goal given and it was clearly offside. We've had 2 more now off camera, clearly, and it's costing us points all the time. I'm not a happy bunny at the moment. Okay, calm down, it's not doing my blood pressure any good, this. Shall we have a look at what's been happening? So form has been a little bit hit and miss. We beat Cardiff 3-2, drew against Portsmouth 2-2. I put a little bit of a friendly game in there. Then we played Wycombe and beat them 4-1. And then we had a draw against Coventry, draw against Rotherham, and we lost against Bristol City. And those last 3 games, there were goals given against us that were clearly offside. I'm not talking arm hairs here. I'm talking clearly offside, and the goals were given. We're just losing points. Anyway, again, calm down, blood pressure, all of that. Keep taking the tablets, it'll be fine. However, given all of that, the league table is still looking okay. So with 3 games to go, we're lying in 12th spot now, and we're on 60 points. Let's have a little catch up, shall we? So first the Cardiff game. Nice little bit of play out of defence. Bauer with a nice little ball, and 𝐿𝐴𝐶𝐵 with his trademark hitting it with every muscle in his right leg goal. And then 𝐿𝐴𝐶𝐵 then supplies the Vultures for Jones to score the second, so we're 2-0 up. But then we let Cardiff back into the game. Close range finish for 2-1. And then 𝐿𝐴𝐶𝐵 showing that he's not just I'll blast it with every fibre of my being. Look at this for a delicate little chip. Nice goal, 3-1. And then we'll let Cardiff back into it again for 3-2, but that's how the game finished. Moving on to the Portsmouth game, we went 1-0 down in this game, which wasn't ideal. Then we managed to get ourselves back into it at 1-1. Earl to Bayliss. Bayliss with a bit of a thunderbolt. But then we struggled to hold on to anything in this game, and we ended up going 2-1 down. But in the 88th minute, nice ball out of defence, straight over the top. Their central defender missed it, and Jones does that. And then we went to bottom of the league, Wycombe. Nice goal from Brown to open the scoring. Thought we were off and running against the bottom of the league team. But then Wycombe came back into it again. And they bring it back to 1-1. So header out of their penalty area, goes straight to Manzano, and Bayliss, a nice neat header for 2-1. Lovely ball through from Pring to Bayliss, neat finish for 3-1. And then I'm not quite sure, this is their throw-in by the way, 4-1. Moving on to the Coventry game, Manzano, nice work down the right, Jones at that far post to head it in for 1-0. And Bayliss is in fine form at the moment, seems to be scoring at will. And then they get it back to 2-1. And unfortunately we couldn't hold on to it. And it ended up at 2-2. Moving on to a packed Rotherham. Pring with an absolute thunderbolt. What a goal. Absolute beauty. But then we are conceding a few at the moment. A thunderbolt from them this time, 1-1. Headed corner, makes it 2-1 to them. And then the 87th minute, Jones to Brown will bring it back to 2-2. So then went to Bristol. And their opener was a bit of an unstoppable shot. Vilches, nice ball through to 𝐿𝐸. 1-1. Then Brown with some nice work. Vilches again to the far post. Bailey's header. And then this goal that's coming up now, this penalty, I should say. So if you just pause it there, what you haven't seen there is the lead up to that penalty being given, the ball through to the Bristol player. He was clearly offside. Yes, he got fouled in the penalty area and it was a penalty, but the penalty should never have been given. It was clearly offside. And like I say, I mean, one of my favourite phrases with penalties is arm hairs. It was nowhere near arm hairs. It was miles offside. That penalty should never have been given. So anyway, that's 2-2. And then unfortunately, I don't know whether that really knocked the stuffing out of us. But then they beat us 3-2. Anyway, what's done is done. We've got the 3 final games of the season now. Southampton, West Brom and Fulham. Southampton have already been crowned champions, so they're clearly a good side and it'll be an easy game, that one. Anyway, we'll see you in the dugout for the challenging game against Southampton. Well, welcome back to the dugout for this really big game against Southampton. It's not really a big game for them because they're promoted already, but it's a big game for us. Team for today. Pairs in goal, back four of Pring, Earl, Longwick and Brown. Deep line playmaker Whitman, Bayliss and Brown in midfield. Playing Vilches as an inverted winger on the right, trying a few things out. I'm sure you've noticed that. But he's actually provided a few goals in the last few games. He's playing quite well there. And the 2 strikers today are Jones and 𝐿𝐸. What a slow start again. Seems to be a feature of a lot of our games, to be honest. Bayliss had the ball there and lost it. Whoa, straight over the top. Yeah, like I say, Southampton already promoted. They don't have a lot to play for today, other than the fact that I'm sure they want to go out with a bang. Looping ball. 𝐿𝐸 never even jumped for that then. Get your head on that. No, you need to head it to a white shirt though. Ooh, Pear's made a good save again then. I don't know whether I'm going to have to rethink my keeper strategy. When I first came into the club, I thought, yep, first job, sign a keeper. Pears has been absolutely brilliant. He's 27 though, by the way, 27. Good save again. Pears' dad, are we on telly or something? Pears' dad and all over it shop. This is nice play. Go on, Pring. In the box. 𝐿𝐸. Lovely goal. Lovely goal. You would have kind of thought teams would have sussed me out by now, wouldn't you? It's kind of my... well, it's not a master plan, is it, really? I mean, it's there for everybody to see. Get the ball out wide. Get the wing-backs bombing on. Sling it in the box. Although Pring can finish the ball himself as well, or he can put the ball in the back of the net. He knows what putting the ball between them 2 white sticks means. Well, one back there. Bayliss, get it out to Pring, give it to Pring. Go on, Pring, go on another run, stick it on somebody's head again. Whoa! Vilches back into 𝐿𝐸. What's 𝐿𝐸 going to do? How was that not a penalty? Doesn't matter, Bayliss has put it in the back of the net. Vilches involved again there. Is the Gobby Gaffer going to have to rethink his tactics? Maybe. I mean, that was surely a penalty, but then, you know, we scored a goal. 2-0 against Southampton. What's going on? The world's been turned on its head. That's about as good a first half as I've seen. So 51 minutes, first highlight of the second half. Akpom, Brown, 𝐿𝐸𝐻𝐿𝐸𝐻. Oh my word. Oh my word. This is some goal, isn't it? Akpom, Brown, 𝐿𝐸𝐻𝐿𝐸𝐻. Have a bit of that. I mean, I don't know what to say. Have Southampton switched off here? You know, there's a syndrome, isn't there? Once you've actually reached your goal, then you kind of switch off a little bit. Or is it just that we're amazing? If you look at our player stats, our players are playing out of the skins. Stop waffling, make some subs. Okay, 3 subs. Brought one on at wing back. Pring's very tired. McCann's come on deep line playmaker. And Mabea has come on for Bayliss. Well, I think we can safely say we've just beaten a Premier League team, because that's what Southampton are now. We've just beaten a Premier League team 3-0. Not bad. Not bad at all. So that win has moved us up a place. We're now 11th with 63 points. So we've got Bristol City and Birmingham in our sights. We actually owe Bristol City, because that game... Okay, let's not mention it again. I'll see you in the Midlands at West Brom. Just before the game kicks off here at West Brom, Tom Bayliss been named April's Player of the Month. That's very nice for him. He has actually played really well though. And while we're on that topic, Fabian 𝐿𝐸𝐻𝐿𝐸𝐻, who I've just been talking about, playing him as an inverted winger, he's been named in the Young Player of the Year awards as he's come third. So we've still got a few injuries knocking about, particularly at right wing back. Both my first choice starters for right wing back are out injured, so I'm having to play Brown there. Anyway, team for today: pairs, back four of Pring, Earl, Longwick and Brown. Whiteman, deep line playmaker. Bayliss, Mabea, midfield. 𝐿𝐸𝐻𝐿𝐸𝐻 out as the inverted winger, and Brown and Akpom up front. So I think this may possibly be... Oh, how did that not go in? I think this may possibly be a more difficult game than the Southampton game, because as you can see on the league table there on the screen, West Brom are in the playoff positions. They're third in the league at the moment. And they will want to keep the momentum, whereas Southampton knew that they were already a Premier League team. They didn't need to keep the momentum up really. West Brom do. They'll be looking to keep a winning mentality going for the playoffs. It's quite important for them to do that. Go on, 𝐿𝐸𝐻𝐿𝐸𝐻. That's a poor ball. Come on, we need to stamp our authority on the game a little bit. Ooh, look at this! What are we doing here? We look like a bag of nerves, don't we? Every player who receives the ball, they look like it's a hot potato. Oh. Yeah, I mean, you know, they're on a bit of a roll, aren't they? It's, like I said before, they need to keep this winning mentality going, and 2-0 after 30 minutes, it's kind of only to be expected. Strange game football though, isn't it? We go and beat what is essentially a Premier League team now, 3-0, quite easily as well. And then we play West Brom, and at the moment we just don't look like we know what football looks like. Struggling to get out of our own half, so we've had to hoof it. Brown's picked it up though, to be fair. Nice ball out to Pring. Come on, really? That's what you get when both of your right wing backs are out injured. You're having to play somebody that in that position who's not used to playing there. He was miles out of position then. They've got two men on Pring here. Or one of them's pulled inside now. Bayliss is helping him out. Now they're clearing everything, aren't they? We're just not making a dent at all. No, cleared it out again. Clearly a good side, West Brom. Three now. This is what we need to be doing next season now. We're being given a bit of a lesson here by a team who are clearly on form. Defence is playing amazingly well. But they're going up the other end and sticking 3 goals in the back of the net. Fortunately, it's not life or death this game, is it? So if we look at the stats, West Brom 14 shots, 9 on target, XG of 2.05. We've had 4 shots, 3 on target, and XG of 0.33. So we're basically getting what we deserve. Nothing. We're not playing well at all. Although I think sometimes, you know, maybe that can be a little bit disingenuous. I mean, sometimes performances are dictated by how the opposition play, and to be fair, West Brom have been absolutely lethal up front, but they've been really solid in defence. I think it's one of the best defensive displays I've seen this season. Now and now they get the crossbar. Should we make a few subs? So Olasunday's back from injury now, so I brought him on at wing back, just giving him, well, what is it, 20 minutes or so. Brought Warren on at left wing back and Jones on up front. I think this game was long gone though, when that second goal went in, and looking at their defensive display when we were attacking, you could see the game was gone. Good head out of defence. Nice ball forward to 𝐿𝐴𝐿. Just about onside there. No, that's not like 𝐿𝐴𝐿, is it? Absolutely ballooned that one. Good header out of defence again. 𝐿𝐴𝐿 is definitely offside there. And they've given that, have they? Something's going on with the linesman. If 𝐿𝐴𝐿 wasn't offside there, clearly offside 𝐿𝐴𝐿. What's going on? Makes my bit of a rant seem a little bit futile now, seeing as we've just scored a goal. It's not made a difference to the game, has it really? I mean, obviously, officials do get decisions wrong from time to time. But it's just annoying and frustrating when it affects a game. I mean, our goal hasn't affected this game. They've just scored again, winning 4-1 now. But we'd have definitely got a point out of the, was it the Bristol game? 4-1. Well played, 𝐿𝐴𝐿. Good burst of pace. Sunday, Bayliss. Oh, he's missed it this time. Not our day, is it? I am going to roast him because I don't think that's acceptable, to be quite honest. So that leaves us in 11th place now with 63 points. We've blown any chance of catching Bristol City or Birmingham up now. So, but a nice win for West Brom, obviously, keeps them nicely in the playoff positions and keeps their momentum running for them. Very nice for West Brom. I'll see you for the home game against Fulham. Well, I'm coming to the end of my first season with Preston North End, and we finish things off with a home game against Fulham. Team for today: pairs in goal, back four of Pring, Earl, Longewick and Olasund, deep line playmaker McCann, Bayliss and Brown in midfield, and Vilches is the inverted winger with Brown and 𝐿𝐴𝐿 up front. Well, it'd be very nice to go out with a win today. I must admit, it's not going to mean a great lot in the grand shape of things, but it would be nice to finish off in front of our home fans with a win. Unfortunately, it's taken 20 minutes for the first highlight again, so we do seem very slow in starting. Nice ball out to Pring. Ooh. Was that a great save from the keeper? It looked like it. That's a shame. It's nobody actually waiting for that ball in the centre, was there? Kind of just headed it into the goalkeeper's arms, which was a little bit strange. It was all on his own. He's unmarked as well. He probably had the time to bring that down and have a shot. Rotherham are losing at home to West Brom. They can actually push us back into 12th spot if they win. Like I say, not that it matters a huge amount. I mean, next season will be a whole new season. It'll be my first season with Preston North End. I'm sure I'll be working hard in the transfer market. I think we've got the core of a decent team here. But I will be working hard in the transfer market to bring a few new faces in. So I brought Mabea on in midfield and I put Jones up front instead of Brown. And Mabea's first effort in the game goes straight over into row Z. I mean, Fulham don't have a chance of getting into the playoffs themselves, so it's kind of a typical end of season game for them as well. And to be fair, that's what it's turning into, isn't it? A typical end of season game, this. I mean, we've been well on top. 10 minutes to play. Season is petering out a little bit now. But I think, you know, I mean, it's probably... I probably got used to the fact that, you know, we have been safe for quite a while now. But, I mean, the task when I took over was quite a big task, really, to keep us away from the relegation area. And we've done really well. We've done much better than that. So I'm going to give them a pat on the back. I'm not going to be gobby with them. Just a pat on the back and say, you know, well done. Your efforts this season have been really good and has kept us away from that relegation area. So my press officers just sent this through. Quite nice. Gaffer impresses at Preston. New Lillywhites boss Gobby Gaffey is already starting to impress at Deepdale after just 20 games in charge. Very nice. So this brings things into perspective a little bit. The West Brom game where we got absolutely thrashed and didn't really look like we knew what we were doing. But West Brom were in third at that point. Because Burnley only got a draw against Southampton and West Brom have just beaten Rotherham, they've got automatic promotion. So they are now a Premier League team as well. So it kind of brings it into perspective a little bit, that. So if you just have a little look at the season review, none of this really has got a lot to do with, you know, with my input. I didn't make any signings at all. So 𝐿𝐴𝐾 came from Stoke, made 19 appearances, 15 goals, 5 assists, came with an average rating of 7.16. Manzano came from Deportivo Cali. He made 8 appearances with 6 assists, 7.11. Nobody else really got... I mean, so's Cameron Pring got a 6.93, Vilches got a 6.90, but nobody really that stand out. Finances slightly worrying, sponsorship very slightly up, but everything else is all down, which we need to put right, don't we? We need the finances coming in. We sold 7,146 shirts. Ola Sunday was the top of the tree. McCann, Brown, Bayliss and the other Brown following up closely behind. So the little award ceremony that we always have. Olasun got the fans player of the season. Young player of the season was Isaac Mabea. Goal of the season was Tom Bayliss. Top goal scorer 𝐴𝐾 with 15. I mean, he did really well for me. I think he'd scored about 5 goals when I came to the club in January. So 10 of those goals were scored after I arrived. So 15 goals is not a greatest of returns from a striker. I'll hopefully be seeing a better return next season from him. Most assists, Mabea. Most player of match awards, Jacob Brown. Highest average rating, Tom Bayliss. And having said all of that, most overall goals by a player in the season, these are the record breakers. 𝐿𝐴𝐾𝐿, 15 goals. I mean, that's not great, is it really? Have we not had anybody at Preston North End who scored more than 15 goals in a season? No wonder we've never got in the Premier League. So the board have set the initial budgets, not setting the world on fire if I'm honest. Wage budget 325,000, don't think that's changed. Transfer budget of 272,000. It's not really going to buy us very much, is it? I'm going to have to do some decent wheeling and dealing in the transfer market. But the board are delighted with the club's vision progress. And for next season, the vision, a top half finish in the 𝐂𝐲𝐽𝐽 Championship. Well, we've done that this season, so we're one season ahead, really. So the end of season team meeting, let's hope we can send them off on the jollies with a happy smile on the face. We're going to say that we're hoping for a top half finish next season, which is what the board have said. And that seems to have pleased them. Brilliant. That's what I wanted to hear. I want you to enjoy your break and we can discuss promises when you're back for pre-season. And they've all gone off highly delighted with that. Well, I think in summary, we can say that's been a really successful period from January to the end of the season. I have to give the players a huge pat on the back. They've played really well for me, fitted in nicely to a tactic that they probably weren't very familiar with. But all that's in the past now. We now look towards next season and trying to build a team, shall we say it very quietly, because I know the board and the players all want this top half finish. We want playoffs minimum. I want to get in the Premier League now. That's my goal. And I won't stop till I get there. So watch this space. We'll see you next time for some wheeling and dealing in the transfer market. And let's try and bring a few players in who will add to this squad and take us to that next level. Well, thanks for watching. I hope you've enjoyed that. If it's the kind of thing that you'd like to see more of, please subscribe to my channel, give me a like, and we'll see you next time for more from me, the Gobby Gaffer.